Algebra 2, Worksheet 35.2 review. I'm looking at 26 through 29, where we're asked to consider the graph of the hyperbola, and they give us the equation y squared over 36 minus x squared over 25 equals 1. Now, the first thing they ask about is the slopes of the asymptotes. And remember, when you're dealing with slopes, you're dealing with rise over run. For the rise, you're looking at the y value. Underneath the y squared is 36. The square root of that gives us the rise. Square root of that is 6. And then the x value will give us the run. Square root of 25 is 5. So if we put the rise on top, that'll be 6 over the run on the bottom, 5. And remember that when you graph the hyperbola, you have that x pattern. You have the box and the x. The x are the two lines that make the x are those slopes. One's positive, one's negative, so we have plus or minus 6 over 5. Number 27 asks for the center. And since there are no parentheses, there's no plus or minus anything with the x's and y's, that's going to be at the origin at 0, 0. 28, is it horizontal or vertical? We look at the first variable to determine this. Since the y is first, that represents the y-axis going up and down, which means our graph would be vertical. And the last question, what are the coordinates of its vertices? Now, if you were to go ahead and graph it, if we start with 0, 0, that would be our center. The 6 and the 5 tell us how far to go up and down and left and right to make the box. So if we go up 6, down to negative 6, right 5, negative 5, we would do our box there. And then the x's through those. And since we decided it's vertical, that means the parabolas are going to open upwards and downwards on these 2 points. These would be your vertices. And then I would go ahead and graph. I'm not going to finish the graph because there's not much room. But the parabolas would start there. So one vertex would be up top here at 0 and positive 6. The second one would be down here at 0 and negative 6. So there's our coordinates of the 2 vertices.